power of these calculators is in their ability to graph. There are a number of different ways to create graphs using the TI calculators. Today we're going to explore the first way that we typically begin graphing data. We're going to enter raw data. Entering raw data requires us to go to Stat, and under our Stat menu we have three options: Edit, Calculate, and Tests. We're going to focus our efforts here today on the Edit menu. We have 5 options under this Edit menu. We can edit lists, as we'll do here shortly. We can sort our lists ascending or descending. We can clear lists, and we can reset or rename our lists under this Setup Editor. Let's take it from the top. We are under our Stat Edit menu, and I'm going to click 1, or since it's highlighted, Enter. And this brings up our 3 lists. You may or may not have data here. I have mine emptied. If you do find that you have data here, you can always move up using the arrow key, highlight the list in question, and hit Clear. It's important to note here, you do not want to hit Delete. If you hit Delete, it will delete that list. So now I've pressed Clear, and now once I hit Enter, that would clear all the data out of the list but maintain the integrity of list 1. When I take a look at putting raw data in, I need to be here highlighted in the table itself, and I can begin entering data. I'm going to enter 1 and then arrow down, and 6 and 49 and 56 and 21 and 33 and 5. And that's my list of data. Hitting enter sets those data, or arrowing down sets those data points. So now I've got my 7 data points here. I'm going to keep this inside the confines of just one screen. Here I've got my data shown here. And so I can now go back, now that this data has been entered, I could go back into that Stat menu, and I could do a sort ascending. So here, 2, I'm going to sort ascending, and I want to sort, well, the only list I have is L1. Notice here in blue, above the number 1 is list 1, its designation, so I hit second, L1, and when I hit enter, it tells me it's done, but I don't see anything. I have to go back into Stat and my Edit, and now look, my data has been sorted, been placed in order, so that may come in handy sometime, that we can sort our data in an ascending fashion. Under that same Stat menu, I could go to 3, and again designate L1 to be the list I want sorted, and I could sort that. Descending, it says it's done. Let's take a look, and now it goes from 56 down to 1. So I've sorted that data. That may be helpful at some point. Another thing that's real helpful when using lists at times is to use, for lack of a better term, the spreadsheet function. I'm going to come over to column L2, and I'm going to click up. I'm going to highlight L2 itself. This allows me to enter data into this bar down here. And the data I'm going to enter is, I'm going to take every value in L1 and multiply it by 3. Now instead of doing that by hand, I'm going to do this sort of like Microsoft Excel would do. I'm going to type my 3, I'm going to multiply that by, again here I go, clicking L1, you see L1 entered here. When I hit enter, L2 now becomes populated. It's populated with the new values we expect to see here. 1 times 3 was 3, 5 times 3 is that 15. This allows me to get in and to work with this data and begin manipulating it. Let's jump back here to Stat menu. I can go in here and I can clear a list. So if I go and click 4, and I go to clear a list, the list I'm interested in clearing here might be L2. Now we've already cleared a list by being physically in there, going up, highlighting L2, hitting clear, not delete, and getting our data set cleared out. But here I'm just going to go second, L2, and what's going to happen is it's going to clear. Again, it says it's done. I'll go back into Stat Edit, and it has cleared my list. So I don't have to be in the list and highlighted to clear it. A few less buttons, less clicks to get to clearing the list. So let me move over here to my number 56. I'm going to go up and highlight, and I'm going to accidentally delete that list. I don't even have to hit enter. Once I hit delete, my list is gone. L1 is gone. In order to get that list back, which I don't want that to be gone, use these ones. You're going to be using these in class quite frequently. Your teacher's going to be talking about putting data into L1. Hit Stat and 5, and that's going to set up this list editor. Now I could rename these lists under this list editor, but I don't want to do that. What I'm going to do here is just hit enter under the setup editor with nothing input, just hitting enter. It will reset my list. So when we jump back here, list 1 has now been restored, and even the data that had been stored there comes back to it. Alright, so this is a introductory lesson on just entering data. We haven't talked about how to graph the data, but for now we at least know how to input data and to use the Stat Edit menu.